This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Nena pay ye beshe koka me se mumfa de slices you walk good mumfa mrem se ya mbamcho ya yenko
you know na de TV so be fa numre nti etite usual UEFA Champions League atra ba bia ya o kasa Chelsea nim ti munye de na de in bed because you know Arsenal and then Bayern Munich nebo and Real Madrid versus Manchester City, the powerhouses, quality ni ya beti me ashen in there. Going forward, you better discuss Ruben Amorim is likely to take over Liverpool after Jurgen Klopp. You know, be sending message by see I say Pep Klopp or kwa onye no nko. Pep ni baby ako.
Waje wa bosoro do.
David. O titi munesi kaiba player opebia to the mount.
Yeah.
Onko outimi asambu defenders opebia, midfielders opebia, attackers opebia. Oh how ho akwa ye day. And again, he has been dominant. Champions League, at least the semi-final and final mono. The Premier League, he's the barometer, he's the standard, he's the measuring rod into Uncle Hen. The critics, the comments, the negative vibe by a former players, or previous administrators, say upon the way in ano, Oba Bayern Munich, no, it drew the knockout stages of the Champions League, ultimate. Na Real Madrid aba no Barcelona aba no general Manchester City for no one of these are comments neighbor into only peace of mind though there's so much pressure within the media space and Pep is one coach and I'm the Juman and the more boss so you know or one coach you know you mistake you can add so we say the English media no air and so on players out on this season you know say kay other team in Kessben Billy Boo almost flops. But that is Pep for you. Even ye raise concern say this team, this is a team said you. He is in the knockout stage of the Champions League. He is yet to be defeated in the Champions League, okay. And he's third on the Premier League table. Until Obeden no akase Pep unko. Otna Ferguson spent years. Arsene Wenger spent years in the Premier League, and for me it is the turn of Pep Guardiola. Into Omunyano na jinwa oni nene. Said you and a UEFA Champions League in Ebaso. Now, the first one Basso ewo Emirates. And only a Bayern Munich versus Arsenal. Okay. So you we a gamer and kaya first run I Babishia and Kayan will sit and be because all check the last two meetings these two teams share in the Champions League are ending 5-2 at the Bayern Munich. Again, the last game boy any the Laurent Koscielny kunya red card now. Uncle ye am farmer to my friend Arsenal and they are in humiliation and to my friend Arsenal. Uncle ye. But you know, this is a new Arsenal team. Almost remember the quarter final of the Champions League for the first time in 14 years. Until different. Again, also Arsenal team, they are yet some people consider a goal at home in the Champions League this season. Omabo Lons, Omabo Sevilla, Omabo PAV and Oven. General, go so much a deity or Muninano. If PNO Arsenal, a team I consider go. The last one was against a team that had pedigree in the competition in FC Porto. Omobe stretchy Arsenal. But in all, Arsenal team qualified to the next year of the competition. I brought me 1-0, Omco winning on penalties. Arsenal and consider go. They catch on say. This is a new Arsenal team under Mikel Arteta, especially at home. So for Premier League now, out of the 11 games, Omun team in Lusubi, into an Arsenal team that are just on form. So now your coach now so Chinas over Arsenal team now. The only place I bet you whom you know, the left-sided defense I bet you say Ode Tomiyasu ne Beba. Best started favor and I say Ode Jinchenko with his experience in the river competition, you know, and I did the bedroom. So you saw far by Munich in Swan. Domestically, obo performance so any at home. But again in the Champions League, omo exceptional. Omoko against Copenhagen, Kosher Copenhagen for El Copenhagen home. Omoko Galatasaray, Kosher Galatasaray for Galatasaray home. Omo by the theater of dreams against Man United, but share Man United. Into almost so show in away games in the Champions League. The only game lose any of Brown visited was Stadium Olimpico against SS Lazio. and omo ko lose by a goal to nil and omo bet 10 score line no ewo the Alliance Arena and omo say room at the Emirates. So yo, so wo hwe Bayern Munich team na omo say a problem omo no Manono ya that is not likely to be imposed and there. So no them hallelujah. Apart from him, their central defensive pair are a problem. And to say washa Kim Min-jae omunya Gideon fan from Napoli by no omo that assurance and stability. Eric Guy muya the number fan from Tottenham Hotspur. Ono se Genoa no I rusty because no one tena fiacha unya bimo. Oba I don't mean fix say sa problem na da ho emfa momo in the absence of Lucas Hernandez. Omo kofa Abrante Fene Matia delete if you do it by one player, a lot of the media, I believe it's a tip to the get to the leveler. Centre backs, the life of Rudy Kroos, Ronald Koeman, and then Virgil van Dijk in recent times. Etmia Razia drew of free Netherlands, no, on only one player on multiple so be draw. General, on also buy no, and now there's a fat elho. Opemikano only one player or more rely into constantly. He's the only player who you will be the Nababe power or the Pepe. And so we share the game now, you know. It's likely say. Abrante a friend Kim Min-jae and the Dayu Opemikano and a Pepe. Say there's a whole cause and only issues are on a Thomas Tuchel in Yano. But so the Julian Nagelsmann ayen won in Fiona and we've been a Thomas Tuchel peso yeno. Joshua Kimmich Pro, you need to move to the right back. Now about Kevin Lemar and then Leon Goretzka. Double pivot. In front of the pivot, no home run 10 me and some more Leroy Sané, German Mozilla and Serge Gnabry. Gnabry room ewo Emirates or Kwakobo Etiane former club. Ehono Geno be a ready or beat me and then Harry Kane and a lady ladder deba. For me, the danger man a Mozilla and then Abrante a friend Harry Kane. Arsenal phone him the threat Harry Kane dema. And to say Utie Gabriel Fernando Jesus interview na. Okay, so the best finisher in the world I know it is Harry Kane. And no cheer the threat Harry Kane and so everything. Tottenham fans not rally behind Bayern Munich and hoping Harry Kane basically go at the team my friend Arsenal and see how they will rejoice. So here Arsenal so David Raya better pull him. Ben White be far right side. And for me, Ben White, the only problem with is surging up the air cutting because of his power and the drive. No? But in terms of one-on-one situation, I don't think so. Baby. Leroy Sané, a huge threat. Zinchenko and anybody there only said you see ball and on the lines ball nuclear and agitating. And Zinchenko be who said you beat Nabo. But me Mikel Arteta, you know, because of a Tomiyasu, excellent one-on-one regional, and come remember by the left side. Now must take it to Gabriel and the William Saliba. For me, the best centre back pair in the Premier League now. Now Mumi and words now. Omunim Harry Kane, Oma Botian over and over. Into for me, and yet so mobile me are stopping, especially in away games. In midfield, a Horner also coaching decided between Jorginho, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, Kai Havertz, Odegaard. Odegaard is assured. Declan Rice is assured. Or position here maintained. In the Champions League, you would like to go in for experience. And on the Bema Jorginho etimiaba. But Kai Havertz be lead line. So lead line there. Ubenya more numbers in midfield. That implied that Kevin Lemar and then Abrante Fene Leon Goretzka be near Juma aye unfinfin hopa because no be drop the aba. Na Jesus move from the left. So I can have be bomb middle na say Jesus bleed line with Martinelli on the left. That is another key decision you expect coach Fene Mikel Arteta so be. With Jesus obe taking care of the two centre backs. Bayern na goal scoring and why thing. Again with Martinelli and Bukayo Saka on the flanks. You better Bukayo Saka against Alphonso David. Wendell Ebenya the best of Bukayo Saka at the Emirates or the run of 16. Now it is Bukayo Saka, you know, how games are all perform one. Obia Rezi will do free. The Premier League performance to a world-class player against Alphonso David, one of the best led back in the game. Nasaka Yen Huajuma Bo say Empon will be a can wasem. And then Martinelli or Jesus against Kimmich on the right side. Then also Sawa Ebesiako. So what check both teams are there back a common denominator and say Obia Eshe goes. And on games or Mabobian ding. So both the two sides in Asia general almost a goes Arsenal she goes. Team a friend Bayern Munich she goes. Arsenal she goes at home. Bayern Munich she goes in a way. The only game moment me and share in a way no the game against SS Lazio at the Stadium Olimpico. Omunim se Champions League in the last time your ball final Wembley no omune je into omo history when it comes to Wembley. And never Barcelona and the whole history. And you know again, Bayern Munich would love to play Arsenal instead of playing Barcelona or Real Madrid at the knockout stage of the competition. And he said, you and Bayern full BB had a baby also almost showcase. But with the Arsenal team performance more than I did this season at home, no, you know, I think Arsenal best started this game my favorite. I did about come on and say both teams no be a bit me I should go. Opia bit me I should go with Harry Kane, whoever lead the line for Arsenal or Saka is capable of scoring. Into Opia bit me I should go. But you know, with Arsenal playing at home, I think I'll go in for Arsenal win. Probably 2-1, 3-2 for 80 my friend Arsenal.
Oh, okay. Talking about a world-class players, Pauline's as more can before the work City Madrid game. Say Salah world-class player. Or say world-class goals, but on a world-class player.
Salah.
Salah. Yes.
Salah is a world-class player.
Because a world-class player be anywhere. Or a left ball no better writer. Na every baron. No who want to pull out. And to me if I need pull out. To me for one leg and pay any world-class player.
You know, Maradona was a dominant left. How many times I was like Messi the right abobo? Maradona was a dominant left footer. Messi a dominant left footer. Ian Robin dominant left footer. Ryan Giggs. Player or a left, but ultimate ball right pie Fabian and Jose Maria. Okay. And you know, say person was assess Salah. Now you in a world class assessment in the free media and a Fanebra national team. A hodi untimi. Say AFCON or Bobo say World Cup untimi. But this is a player I was still showing the European night. Champions League na ebo in Europe na hefa na Salah perform here. In Champions League venues too, he has performed. Crucial games too, Salah has performed. Goals now pay because I know Erling Haaland mudiju omudin, I know Mbappe mudiju omudin, general in the Champions League. I know na Vinicius mudiju omudin in the Champions League. I know Cristiano Ronaldo mudiju omudin in the Champions League. Salah keeps on scoring in the Champions League. And the driving force of the Liverpool team in recent times in the Champions League, in as much as you have credited Sadio Mane and then Roberto Firmino, for me, the main man in the Champions League for Liverpool has been Mo Salah. Inti general untimi mfa eye ne nice or nyam ambidextrous into a world class striker. If that is the only way Paul is the better there for me is wrong. Salah is a world-class performer. He is a consistent performer in European. And baby, what Gina Bia or Stadium Bia Europe, no, Salah is proving.
Yet we have national team duties then to the max be brave.
I heard the world betting the max be brave. Be brave. No, if that is the basis, I agree. If that, but you know, we've seen players performing at this level. I will say Raul Blanco Gonzalez and a world-class striker. Because Raul never performed for the national team. Okay. Spain team no more born 98 in Nigeria show more group stage. Or Paraguay no any Romanian Raul was part of the team. Spain team na South Korea be you omo free 2002 World Cup no. Raul was part of the setup and ko bia. Raul was the second year time osa no and on the Champions League. Time Pedrak Mijatovic share goal against Juventus at the then Amsterdam Arena and Raul was part of that team. He performed in the European night. That is why he was called the Prince of the Bernabeu. And you know, in recent times, apart from Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Mbappe goes Nelson baby. Raul was the main man in the Champions League when it comes to goals. Until Raul performed for club, but never performed for the national team. But you cannot say Raul wasn't a world-class player. For me, Salah is a world-class player.
Okay, Naro.
General, points when you're okay. When you're cry. General, player bear one weakness. Into the fact that the player will weakness, no, to me, no so now for and rubbish na achievements. Messi ayeken. Ubetuma kase Messi doesn't shoot with the right foot. Is a weakness. Ubetuma kase Messi to me head the ball kase a weakness. Ubetuma kase Messi defend the well a weakness. But at the end of the day, say one leg crown or the year you may dang what to be the one leg na. That is what NRB so I can say bia nipano onimba na onimbo no a world class. World class na okano. Look, Egypt cry no. Uko Egypta, he is their leading scorer at the World Cup. Egypt's all-time top scorer out the club and country, Eddie Bubomoa. Now let's go down to the Champions League. Omoma Bobo, Premier League anymore. Near Champions League goals to do a partner, Mo Salah, 41 for Liverpool. English players, whilst playing for English team in the Champions League, it is Mo Salah. He's Africa's top scorer when it comes to the UEFA Champions League, 42. The whole of the African continent. And say FIFA competitions now, he's got some 59 goals.
Say goals there on no more kind of 72.
Wait a minute. Anything I'm in he say Nipano obey weakness. But say the strength in then or then the strength na. That is what you will say. Because otherwise, player be funny be your weakness. And to gain your world class, because once we find a weakness in your game, that is enough to disqualify you as a world class. No. General, go and check the number of goals. Premier League in a season, number of goals in a given season, that record here saying he scored 32 goals in a particular season. And it's not like why yes, I way one season and not 2 seasons. Uko or the saying IWFHSR. In a decade, Africans player of a decade, 10 years, from 2011 to 2021. And if you perform at the top in a decade, now Kohaniama why will Liverpool near there, number of goal kings awaji, number of a player of the month, and African footballer of the year twice, by BBC, by CAF, by a sports writers association. I am more England honum. Obia the amount of twice. Also on your world class. And then Capo in Simon Pau. Oh wow. Eti General Salah there. Mijitum say was some level of weakness. Mijitum say even this season he's not playing at his best. But for what Salah has done in the Champions League, FIFA Club World Cup, for the Premier League, and every single go and see his record even AS Roma before he moved to Liverpool. So please, or pick 2 players. For one of them, I will agree with him in a way. He picked Kobe Menu as well. And also Kobe Menu. I'm saying Nandi Kikano, I say, what the man you made for Nijana, assemble to because on match on way, or give you away some balls. And I agree. Say United team no ye gidigidia. Kobe Menu shouldn't be a starter. Introducing a so I agree with that. But for Mo Salah, he is a top world class player.
So, for me, even national team, I don't think Salah has been so bad. So, for a team after winning 2010 AFCON, the next 3 AFCON, no one team qualify. Egypt after winning 2010, they won Angola. 2012, 13, 15. On one team qualify. 2017 or more no count. Straight to the final. Seju, they were leading till Cameroon equalizer. Nicolas Nkulu, Vincent Abubakar. Seju, a year later, he was good enough to take them single-handedly to the World Cup. Seju, for Salah, squad. So you could have imagined what Salah could have been. So imagine the squad that Salah knew Mobo. They were virtually average. You can't compare this crop of Egyptian players or no more from 2017 to Abu Ture Kamonene Amirzaki times. You can't. So imagine having Salah in that squad. Okay. So Salah is really the world class.
You know, we in the club football film. Now, fan the national team. Now they no compare the fellow Egyptians. Our records were Egypt very enviable. See Egypt, a Basso Mobile World Cup qualifier. He's the highest top scorer for the Egyptian national team. 15
he single-handedly qualified them to 2018.
Maybe I agree with even now. I'll say probably he's found himself in not a flamboyant Egyptian team. And then the modern more born or club level no the bahwa in Drew. But all the tutor no an Egyptians, any modern more born Egypt national team, he has his fair share of performance for Egypt.
All right. The one leg of Salah has done more than enough than many players' legs combined. Kwame Kante, Edwin Fransuta, and Abraham. All right, Estadio, Santiago, Bernabeu, Madrid, and then Man City. What a game!
You know, my game with you, a game. Sergio, and now I remembered for Cope permission, so almost steady, no multi make catasoana. na woni mo de
Benebe.
yes the last stadium ni shabe to so dia who's all radio Emirates F Alliance Arena F but clearly say we try the Santiago Bernabeu the new one but so we say we stadium you know and that's you team say yes or shebi pipa
Stadio Santiago Bernabeu
you know
I'm some person who kataso. Already no matter tickets no 80,000 the only are short of 80,000 attendance. One person who kataso not the didn't just stadium inside. Create hell at the Manchester City. Until say you for one kataso. There be the name Pierre Montani. And you know be our the stadium inside.
These are superstars.
They want to close it.
No, baby, I catch your boys and say Hana Moko. It is a Oko Swatre now ball, Oko Bibiani now ball, ha, and our person Oko. It is a fatal Captain House of Folk now could do FMB COVID time. I'll be any stadium or Ghana and South Africa 11-11 on the bench. Now fatal wood yet in one. Aha, and our person Oko. Yes, Sir Franco said, "I'm going to read the Kawa. Obia, you cook in Tewa wanting her." Oh, this is, sir, me fan Madrid, the boy Europa, could you baby show?
Madrid.
Every player, they will dream this Hana over. The highest level, baby, you didn't come. Come, we say no dream. I would dream, no dream, sir.
Omani nyina
omuni
GPL no mfanya hwe
enye me mfanya hwe ye te obi anu see place omani how many of our players they move from the GPL to mainstream European league
obo for baby akọ
how many
obetumi afa baby akọ
it would how many
me see obetumi afa
oh me ka say bin see that
one kura obetumi afa baby akọ
no be how many not just a number
me fan number bi
no on to me can number by say how could number
in recent times is how can free start
dreams and Leicester in Portugal
Leicester champions but we chiri kakra
okay
is how can
ubu abamudu
you know no kure enya bambu
ubu abamudu
isaku no
o nhye nkran
dabi the stadium here say my boy yen hye nkran eno no ya sa o enya esibe ye ne yatim stadium here ya hye nkran baba ya da ya nya na omo say video omo yemboy ya hye nkran okroma ba improvement be na aba yen kan tro
ko pa matie wano a se Chelsea gran kontimi mo
na de bia o ba se wo to me yen ka Chelsea ase
ko pa ma ko
otitwi den ko ti wa ko besunda
na se wo so ranko if na ba bia be ka Chelsea ase se ko pa ma Chelsea if
na minim ya na o abrochi na wa
no wa
ta na me ka ko pa ma sem me pe branch na sem City ball a obo Chelsea with a good signing na ujafu me de man me bi de man
ya me ka ene me say wa na me
to misa bomb
o
we titwi an ko busu
man ka ko pa ma me see Chelsea
and the boy na Chelsea see da pa na beti o
I know Chelsea here
me see Chelsea
onim bo
experience so play away available I'll go in for a striker instead of Kupama e wan me
Andy
Sevanko
nkamema dwem say so kan san kan say so someone
that
after 16 goals
Andy Benson no
say
Kupama na okay
say oni wan go be me mo penalty
say nye Kupama na the penalty
say at that time
they
needed a striker
who in contribution to Chelsea
so oni relegation oni wa obi antimi mo penalty 8
obi ono agi team na si na bet uzi yen
penalty bono man for Bobby ama Belgium ma me
ko Newton 8 penalties na wa ball Chelsea no say Kupama ni Chelsea obi antimi mo penalty Chelsea wanted to buy a player.
All right. Yeah,
and I'm saying, I'll go in for a striker instead of Kupama because Nicola Jackson and the Biaudi na table. What's a 9 goals?
Best striker, Papa. Okay, and no Chelsea, yeah,
Kupama.
And I'm saying,
Kupama,
they Chelsea.
And yes,
sometimes now kind of fine. By need there's still that you know the Albebre parts of the convince.
Say Andy was on this son no.
David didn't know where Mrs. Saman why such as the Koto players on Muhia striker. Tell you,
yeah, call Madrid City game, no, so a bono, but one into
David, say we penalties will be more Chelsea. I said, you, you know
Chelsea abokashi na suko pama no de na
say your baby e catch
Pochettino na kura fe fama kura no Pochettino.
say your baby a ono so wasenti was san ye the team ama wuntimi obo Liverpool team say crisis ba o say e bon point say be cop penalties we coach was san said you we dem from team man 5 years wonni hu you know
for share no for say you be share do drag
we
one be
onya de said you
all right
the big game
yenkoso yenchepi
okay no problem okay you know Manchester City is one of the few teams that omone team I fan Real Madrid they ba omo upper hand when it comes to head in recent times. Omo first 2 meetings omo share and Madrid chill omo die. But at the Bernabeu, Manchester City raho these days omo raho with enough confidence. Emma Rim figure Jesus a 2-1 no. That was a game for De Bruyne and then Gabriel Fernando Jesus. It was a tough one for Real Madrid in the presence of Sergio Ramos and the likes, but still a man survival in that particular game. Last season, almost a Real Madrid no PM himself very tough for the citizens. You know again, Kevin De Bruyne and Sanko shoot 2 ball no, Emma Bono ebe 1-1. Emu be Real Madrid free mu ewo the Etihad Stadium. It's nonsense. Oh, sure, man. Omu games na ba be a game of equal when it comes to Bernabeu. But at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City are yet dominant. Empty room. Adeba akwa abo Manchester City, apart from Pep Guardiola nimne or when it comes to the Bernabeu, what ball several times. No him say on the Real Madrid there ba. Adeba akwa was so ye say obetimi am maintain possession, no nya control. Now what easy omo with your play. Say the bear the Madrid team no ever get frustrated. No team nya the best out of those players are obetimi assemble. But you know, unfortunately, so our Manchester City backline now, omu remua abra the main man say omoni Madrid de bar. Otimi put the plus on Vinicius and then Rodrigo in attack on your present in the Abranti FN Kyle Walker. The pace is so crucial to the Pep Guardiola planner or the area. And so it's likely say Manola Kanji and a bit move to the right. Now about John Stones and then Abranti FN Ruben Diaz. Now about Abranti FN Josco Bodia on the left. It's likely so about going a back four more central defenders with different rules. Obetimi Diama, normal bed join a midfield. And midfield, Rodri is set to take the direction role in midfielder, supported by Bernardo Silva because Omulu Subona, he's the first person that you expect him. So bet track your opponent, no press, no ajebono, no answer release the team play with Kevin De Bruyne 3 in midfield. Now they're going to form in the last 2 games, no, performance. January Bayden say Fanning started this particular game. Integrally should start from the left. Ellen Holland be lead the line with Phil Foden from the right. And no in a 4-3-3 setup, depending on how Pep will choose to set up. Obetimi are going for a 4-1-4-1 or probably be going a 3-back setup with different rules on the field of play. Now, Real Madrid and so on. In the absence of Courtois, a human thing at the White Angels, because games in the break through her, you know, he had that top level goalkeeping. And son what in your survival in such an encounter. Into Andre Lolin against Leipzig, almost tested on your pass market until what me as a post ahead of Abranti friend Kepa. But for me, the true test will come today against team friend Manchester City. Until again, the absence of Courtois. The next position the central defensive pair for team your friend Manchester City or Real Madrid. You know, the last time it was Rudiger versus Ellen Holland. Now Ellen Holland and survival Bernabeu. You know na obi esredo no obi ebo Antonio Rudiger abaso say Abrante ne mode baso edi. Chomene be drop aba na anase nacho ebeba bebo. Nacho nyo obi very good, but you know ni experience level in the Champions League dia untimi quantify. And so your coach now man the confidence obviously obey present and our pay Abranti friend Rudiger. Militao by about 1 game the fitness level of him into such a big game untimi rescue in midfield in central defense. Fela Mendy obviously will be on the left. Carlo Ancelotti catch or say defensively on the left is the best. Carvajal experience is key into being on the right midfield. Ehona baby a hodi ni nyina no e won so person stop city a ehona Genoa also make sure say obenya very good setter. Fedi Vavadi Genoa obe start. You need a controller and experienced hands in midfield. So obviously Tony Cruz will be part of the four na bebo midfield. No. Now say Chomena and concentrate defend they are obviously obey pivot in midfield. Say Chomani concentrate defend they are then Eduardo Camavinga is going to be the pivot in midfield. And Obia in the former Nansen Odanedi for a team your friend Real Madrid. Who we are then Jude Bellingham is going to be the tip of the diamond. Into your neighbor how Bellingham and the Rodri will fare. The two attacking midfielders, Kevin De Bruyne and Jude Bellingham. You know, for me, Bellingham are both games, baby. But this is the test of the channel in the European line. Say, one of the biggest gamer on his way to the stardom. So to me, proven a metal, Obia Abedinedi, and to Obia Abeshe, Adi Abrante Feli Jude Bellingham, so be footing a friend of Real Madrid. And after the two, then the two Musketeers. What did you go and Vinicius Junior? Here any identity. How do you stop these players? Especially Vinicius Junior. Or no any all the magic, all the trick. A bit me a conjure BBR from the left. Okay. In the absence of Kyle Walker and say I'll be see a room in this particular game at the Astopono. And Rodrigo, whether moving from the right centrally or on the left or a dangerous. So for me, these are the two key leaders for Real Madrid. And then Kevin De Bruyne showing his metal at the Bernabeu. And will be able to watch out for him. The two defenses now are not in good shape, and you expect them to concede. But you know, at the Bernabeu, Real Madrid for any chance ever it had. Until we will be the last time we were on 4. Until Carlo Ancelotti himself, oh, you're mistaking that 4-0. Until this is a game for him to settle the errors in our committee at the Etihad. But it is the Bernabeu, and you know. Maybe we say Real Madrid beat me a win. Enquire magic BBA. Everybody 3-2-2-1 probably a win for Real Madrid at the Bernabeu.
Fancy the way Freeman so Antwerp Chrome Naro Mibaho. Madrid will win by 2-0. Greetings to our kitchen boys. All right. They are all Sledge, CC Sledge, and Otun for Tromo Akwesihine. Yeah. Sledge.
I mean, Sledge pass.
Yeah. Ura wa no hine frero. Uze ni uncle. Ene vacate sa stool. Efense sa akudwa no. Ene okọ eye oyoko anyina se stool no. Nana pukuare.
Yeah.
Yes. They're not working for us out. Yeah. Uze nra no mudi ni siso. Ene no kusu ai chere hine.
Yeah, I mean, you saw in the picture.
Yes. Ene no kusu ai chere hine. Indeed, just before so wa kusu ai na they say hine free Sledge.
Yes, Sledge.
Sledge ni. Na omeswai. Na onko occupies as two.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Don't even know if you know oko. So don't say the be on the mention how small comes be baby every day. Oh, Hennes a bazano was already. Yes. I'll go in a more small in a cake. Was a bra.
Wow.
Na beside them. Midakunyana mo. You made us or in any. Yes. In Tianuna Sledge at the Yababe 2-4 the Tromo Akwesi in it. Wow. Relations Sledge. Bro for one out showing in a video. Now the Bremiam so in with the Fatami. But we need a one outro.
But I saw the Vayachi, but Sledge
yes. And I won't castle. All right. I'm into it.
But the Marie Fins so now why a fabro
so.
Seriously.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's messages are ebano. Mean kind one na Tommy de. Me who has my fine Thomas Gia.
Seriously, what's his canny pa?
Yakeka. Zano Munineka. Yes.
Some
is also.
Yeah, well, levels. What's say? It's a lot of for Igbe follow. It's a honor. General, Mamiano quick.
Okay, Yanko.
Yeah. It's Yandia share Arsenal Man City. Sorry, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. And obviously, Bayern Munich is not playing well. Domestic league. But in a couple of times, our teams are more homoding AFE. Nenso Moko Abonti in the Champions League. Amoya there. I think that Bayern, and any favor Bayern in this encounter. Experience in the Champions League, one. And the fact say, Badriam say Bayern for nim Arsenal since the Arsenal nim Bayern. What do I mean by this? First of all, Thomas Tuchel will be a nim. London one and only Arsenal here. His knowledge of the Arsenal team, so top. We are free on my Hurricane on one at North London, Honomonim, Omo in and out. Leroy signing from Man City knows the Arsenal team very well, and we are not the free on my at least. And maybe cry Eridaya will be there and all that. Knowing a team will be to my cancer in Bibia, but it's one thing. And my experience apart from Bayern Munich as a team, or more experience in the Champions League, or more players and anchors and so on, Champions League, Abba Buniyepa. As in Arsenal players, so it gives them some level of experience. My dream is where they are Hurricane Betwatana or Emirates. What it means is that they say Arsenal 18 episode winner or man any break Sabia or share about 2 goals against Bayern Munich. General, 2 players I may show money Musiala versus Odegaard. My favorite Arsenal player is Odegaard.
Okay.
Am I a proper definition of a traditional number 10? And Odegaard for me is just super. And over here recently, Arsenal so minim say Mikel Arteta besa bo Jorginho in this game because over here game they say obviously Gabriel Jesus will be there, then Martinelli and probably Bukayo Saka. Ekobasa you have Odegaard behind them. Then you have 2 players in the midfield. A number of times over here Kai Havertz form and over here stability and saying or de Jorginho Babe can't declare rights where the momuna. Either say bia Obama Jorginho abo na wama Kai Akobench and I say bia Obebo Jorginho alongside Declan Rice. Probably Kai Havertz goes to the bench. But I think it's almost trained by or money monum. And Krabach this week. Kingsley Coman has trained very well. So if they have Kingsley Coman, they have Harry Kane, you have maybe
Serge
Gnabry. Of course, Serge Gnabry, another player on Crowd Arsenal, and either Serge Gnabry or Leroy Sané with Musiala there. It means that they have a lot to choose from. The issue with Bayern Munich is a matter of form and the players nini. But in terms of body, so if they decide to arrive to the occasion, Arsenal struggle against Bayern Munich, but this year no more form no and a difficult game. Many and the same positions. They are 2 teams, Atanabe Casa or baby, but they're very close. Maybe 2-1 victory Arsenal. That is how I look at it. General Bayern Munich name Man City gradually. Real Man City gradually. Omo ba be ye nkofo omo too much. Because we can win 3 seasons consecutively. Every times is you say teams in every season be a Champions League. And you crumble 2 matches. 2002 they played each other. 2003 they played each other. And 2004 here we are. They are going to play each other once again. Real problem defense. Defense my dream is the major problem for Man City will be the absence of Kyle Walker. Minim de obetumi Kyle Walker adwuma no obeti se Vini Junior ebro mu ba behia, but at least teams are more better head to head. Seen Real Madrid in the Champions League no more also. So confidence, form and everything will also work in favor of team friend Man City. General, I go in for a strong game at the Bernabeu.
No, okay.
Omo de den de to say de woka no I don't think say even your mom kwa omo se buy na awie and omo betimi aka kire omo say
even class omo approve.
Omo approve.
That's what I'm hearing to make confirmation.
All right.
Make confirmation, yes, someone approve.
Yeah, I mean, sure that and shouldn't see omo kwa be so omo kataso. Into maybe omo kataso. But these top-notch professionals, influencer they didn't be omo so no saying. Sometimes it can have some difference because teams are creating hell. Omo stadium ama opponents are so for City for ya Liverpool ya omo bi. Ewo Anfield ma enya sunsuan so boni. So probably the number 12 man for Benabao guys no. Omasash will be able to be answer white. Na you say the white angels. Enum gu Benabao ni akata so no mun crucify City. But groaning in name from General.
Well, I wonder why Andy is not a lawyer and he will have won every case. I like him because he's just like me. Even when he's wrong, he can still defend himself. That's Andy for you. Afro, humble, alaba, and a diweyaba.